This is for the men who are taught always to stay strong, the men who are always taught to provide, the men who are always taught to protect, the men who have to keep going no matter what, and especially for the men who have been through illness, major surgeries, different traumas. I feel like something inside them has completely changed. Not the same person anymore. I just got this sitting on my mind and I want to share it, as a man myself. There's a silent battle that men fight that rarely gets spoken about. Like, men don't even speak. Have a laugh and a joke, take that time to feel like I'm that, but don't speak about emotions and how they're feeling and what's going on with their body, with their mind, with their life. So when your body lets you down, your muscles ache, you feel pain, your joints lock up, your brain fogs, you're forgetful. You feel like your body's letting you down. When work becomes uncertain, whatever you've been through, you don't know if you can carry on. You don't know if it's still the right career for you. And you don't know what you're going to change or what you're going to do going forward, because if you're anything like me, you spent 15 years in a trade. So now you've got to put all that aside and learn something new. What's next? What do I do now? When you can't provide in the same way that you once did, you're not as agile as you once was, you're maybe not as mobile, the options might not be there the same way. Things aren't as easy for you to do, that get up and go. It's not quite there anymore. It doesn't just affect your health, it affects your identity, it affects who you are, it affects everything about you. It makes you rethink who you are as a human being. As men, most of our worth is dependent on what we can do for others, for our families, for our loved ones, for our kids. What can we bring to the table? What can we provide? Being reliable, showing up, being supportive, being the one people lean on, the one people can turn to. So when illness or recovery hits and life happens, even if it's just temporary, it's 6 months to a year, it takes a chunk out of your life, it takes something out of you. It can give you a deep, deep sense of worthlessness. And that's a scary feeling. It's a scary feeling, but it's also horrible, like it's terrifying. It's a place that you're at, it's not somewhere where you stay. It's just another chapter, another verse, another part of growing, but it's there. It's there, all right. Not just for the fear that came with the illness, what you went through, the whole process, the diagnosis, the treatment, the recovery. But what next? What after? What life looks like now? Who are you? Who do you want to be? What are you going to do? The fear of being replaced, wherever that is, workplace, relationships, friends, it's all real. The fear of not being needed, especially when you've been used to it for the most part of your life. You know, worst, last, sorry, but not least, and probably worst of all, not recognizing who you are anymore. Getting up and wanting to get on with the day like you used to, but not having the ability or the mindset. Your body's different. You just don't recognize yourself anymore. And there's a lot of doubt and questions. Most men don't or can't talk about it because they don't know who to talk about it with. They don't want to look weak. They don't want to look like they need the support. They want to show that they've got it all together. You know what I mean? We all do it. We carry it quietly. And if we do speak, we're misunderstood. Again, we're questioned, we're doubted. Made to feel weak. We tell ourselves before we even speak, man up, you know, get through it, push forward, push through it. It will get better in time. But the truth that no one says out loud, my brothers, survival can feel like failure when you don't feel useful anymore. It's a bitter pill to swallow because you're not what you used to. If that thought has ever crossed your mind, you know, because of changes in your life, and it made you feel shameful, I just want to tell you, you're not weak. You're a human being, you know. You've got feelings, and the fact that you feel some shame for it shows that you care, and again, that you have feelings. I'm just watching the sky. It snowed last night, believe it or not, but it's really bright outside, and obviously I've got a big greenhouse at my house, so I'm just watching the wind blowing the trees and gathering my thoughts, sharing my thoughts. So I just wanted to tell you that you're not weak. You are human. Illness doesn't just attack the body, you know, it affects everything beyond the body. It affects your purpose. It affects your confidence. It affects the role or the person that you spent your whole life building. Imagine that. I put 15, 16, 17 and a half, 18 years, just under 18 years into a career. And it doesn't, And it doesn't mean anything, but I've got to start from scratch. I've got to learn something new. It started with illness. I know what I'm saying because I lived it. I've been through it. Surviving cancer and having major surgeries, not just heart surgery, but obviously surgery to remove a tumour, forced me to confront fears that I never never thought I would have to face. Reflection's a crazy thing, but who I was without that strength, my certainty, and my ability to provide the way I used to, is what was affected as well as my health. We don't realise that. The knock-on effect, the domino effect that things actually have on you, the impact, major impact. But here's what I learned. Your value was never dependent on what you carry or what you do for others. Your value is dependent on you. It's what do you want to bring? What do you want to bring to the table? Who do you want to be? You're still a provider. It just looks different now. We just have to find another avenue, another route. You're still the man though. You're still a protector. Even, hear me out, even if the strength that you have or the strength that you use is to ask for support, it's a whole different strength. It's a whole different meaning, outlook. It's all strength though. The strength in your mind matters. You are still worthy, even in uncertainty. Even when you don't know what's next, you don't know what's coming, you can't plan, you're scared to look forward. Rebuilding after illness is not about becoming who you were before. That's something that survival does. Changes you, completely changes you. It's about redefining who you are and what strength is now, what strength you've got, what strength you use, how you use it. It's about, instead of working hard, working smart, learning a whole different concept. If you're a man watching this and silently struggling, stay. This space is for you. There's a place here for you, somewhere for you to feel recognised and understood and let go. You don't have to fight this battle alone, you know. It may feel lonely at times, but there's somebody out there who's been through it. You don't lose your worth because life changed the rules. That's where you learn to accept and adapt. It's easier said than done. But with practice, it becomes habit. If this connects with something in your spirit, in your mind, in your psyche, whatever your viewpoint, leave a comment, ask a question, or subscribe, so that other men out there who have been through something serious, not to discredit any men at all, but so that other men who are carrying struggle in silence know that they're not alone. That's what this channel's there for. It's a safe space. It's a little time to yourself to understand, to reflect, to hear from somebody who does understand, who has been through it. You are still here. That's what matters. And that matters more than you've been told. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Stay strong.